So I wanted to talk about the word stewardship, and we don't really hear that word in this world, but I'm going to read you the definition of it. So it's duties and obligations of a steward, the conducting, supervising, or managing of something, especially the careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. So this is how I see our Abigail situation. And if we kind of dissect this a little bit, you know, we have a wild being from the natural world who chose, because she felt safe enough, to nest on my enclosed patio in the furthest corner from escape. So basically she cornered herself on my patio. And, you know, that is a miracle. I mean, it's magical. It's an honor and a privilege that, you know, she felt safe enough on my patio and safe enough with me that she's going to, you know, sit on and hatch all of her little 9 eggs, as we know how many there are at this point. So stewardship, as her steward, because she's entrusted herself to me and her babies to me, her little eggs that have yet to hatch, you know, it's my job, my responsibility to, you know, care for her in every way, any way that I can think of. And so, you know, we've kind of gone through some of the modifications, and, you know, I'm constantly thinking about, you know, things I can do for her to make her more comfortable, or, you know, I'm planning ahead for what are we going to do about the babies, because they can't get in that bucket once they get out. So I do have a plan for that, which I'll share in a future video. But, you know, that's why I'm building a ramp and all of this other stuff. And, you know, she's about 2 feet in the air, which is why I've had to, you know, make all these safety rails and all this other stuff, because those babies are going to be very small. And I don't want them to strangle in these, you know, wire shelves, and I don't want them to be falling. And so, you know, this is part of being a steward. Keeping her safe, keeping her babies safe when they're here, and that'll be really exciting for us, won't it? So, you know, and not disturbing her. And so, you know, I have to go out and water and stuff, and she's used to me. You know, I even water close to where she is on the plants that are still left on the other shelf. And, you know, she's tolerating that fine. But other than that, you know, I don't disturb her. She's sitting on her eggs for basically 23 out of 24 hours now. And if pattern holds true of the last 2 days, she'll be leaving again at about 4 o'clock tonight for anywhere from 70 to 90 minutes. So we'll see if we have a pattern here. I hope so. And I like having a few things I can count on. So the camera, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I have a new plan for the camera. What I did was a little too intrusive, I felt. It didn't scare her out of her nest or anything, but it did give her a little bit of a fright. And so that's not being a good steward, so we're not doing that anymore. I have another plan for the camera, and so I'll try that out and see if that is less intrusive and less disturbing for her. Otherwise, we're just going to have to go with what I get on my camera. So we're, as human beings, put here as stewards, okay? And I don't think we really understand that. Because nobody's talking about it, but I'm a big fan of stewardship. And so, you know, being a good steward is, you know, to the land, to the water, to all of those who we share this world with. you know, fish, whales, dolphins, all our furried friends, all our feathered friends, you know, we're supposed to be good stewards. And if we're being good stewards, that means we're not destroying. We are caring for, we are taking care of, we are responsible to all of these things. And so this doesn't speak to destruction. This speaks to protection and creation. And so maybe think about that and what that can look like in your world. How can you be a better steward to even just where you live, or when you're out in the world? You know, how can you be a good steward? And I guarantee you, if we all were operating in stewardship mode and being a good steward, we'd be living in a different world. So more to come tonight with Abigail the Quail when she leaves her nest, probably from 4 to 5:30. So I'll be posting another video and I'll have the ramp installed and we'll see what that looks like. Be well.